And for more on this, Yerevan Saeed joins me now live from Washington, D.C. He's a political analyst and research associate at the Arab Gulf States Institute. Yerevan, thank you so much for your time and joining us on the program today. So firstly, Qatar is a close ally of Washington, as we know, and it hosts a major American military base that commands the United States-led air campaign against Daesh. So how does this feud affect US foreign policy in the region?
Certainly this crisis between Qatar and the other Arab Gulf countries will set some kind of dilemma for the United States because of the military and other financial ties between these two countries. But I think what's really important here is about the new formed alliances, which is led by Saudi Arabia, and during President Trump's visit to Riyadh that came to existence. I think the U.S. foreign policy somehow is unraveling if this kind of crisis between Qatar and other GCC members will continue, because the GCC countries are at the cornerstone and the pillar of these alliances. So I think Washington will try to intervene and also mediate between these countries to make sure that its foreign policy will stay as directed, and also it stays on course for two reasons. First, to counter Iranian influence in the region, as well as to make sure that ISIS and other jihadi groups will be defeated.
The state-run Saudi press agency has released a statement accusing Qatar of harbouring terrorist and sectarian groups. Now, the Secretary of State Tillerson responded to this, saying that he doesn't expect this to have any impact on the united fight against terrorism. And even from what I understand, the US ambassador to Qatar tweeted that Qatar has been cooperating in the fight against Daesh. So what evidence do you know of to back these accusations against Qatar that they've been supporting terror groups?
These kinds of grievances have been there for quite a long time. Actually, they are not new. Qatar have been known to support groups like Muslim Brotherhood, whether it's in Libya or in Egypt or other potential, extremist groups in Syria. And Saudi Arabia and the Emiratis have been quite uneasy and also very concerned about Qatar's, financial, support for these kinds of groups, and also Egypt, which is another country that severed its ties with Qatar, is quite concerned about how Qatar is trying to project its power through these proxies it has. So, as I said, I think the United States will do its best to make sure that some kinds of normalization will return to the GCC, even though the United States will continue on its course to counter extremism and make sure that ISIS will be defeated. But certainly, this kind of crisis in GCC countries will be some kind of diversion, and it will impact the U.S. strategy and the foreign policy in the region.
Okay, looks like we've run out of time for the time being. Thank you very much for that, Yerevan Saeed from Washington, D.C. there for us.